morning, everyone, and welcome to our third annual State of the District Breakfast. I'm Kathy Beck, proud director of this extraordinary district, and I'm delighted to have each one of you here joining us today to celebrate the wonderful things happening in our district. I would like to take a moment to thank our breakfast sponsor. It's Mr. Eddie Potts. He's back there. Eddie, would you wave, and let's give him a round of applause. Eddie and his amazing company, IES, they are our maintenance company. They handle all of our facilities in the district. They do an amazing job, and we are very thankful to have them with us today and sponsoring this delicious breakfast. We want to ask, please be sure, just a little housekeeping, if you have not signed the sign-in sheet at the back before you leave, if you would be sure and do that. We are very honored to have some special, everyone here is special, but some elected officials here and people that I would like to take a moment to introduce. Among those in attendance today are State Representative Mayor Littleton, Cheatham County Mayor McCarver, Carrie McCarver, County Clerk Teresa Gupton, our school board members that I will elaborate on shortly in just a minute, but also in attendance, we have the Cheatham County School District Director here, Dr. Danny Weeks, if he would please stand up. With him, we also have the Cheatham County Student Services Director, Mr. Steve Sorrells, and we're honored to have him as well. We have Miss Ellen Gomez from Tennessee Board of Regents. Thank you so much for coming, Ellen. And we also have former director of Cheatham County School District, my friend, Dr. Lynn Seifert. Where's she? Yay. And Sheriff Breedlove, what am I doing? I'm so glad he can come here. My wonderful friend and everybody's friend, Sheriff Mike Breedlove. Yes. Our theme this year for our banquet is Better Together, and we truly believe in our district that the community engagement is one of the most powerful things we can do. We are very proud to be working hand in hand with all of our community partners. If you will notice on the table are little arrangements that have trees, and there are business cards. I want to invite you to please leave your business card at the centerpiece so that we will have your name and contact information so that we can further partner with you to do better things for our school district here. We so believe in collaboration with the community that we have an entire strand in our strategic plan that's community engagement. We believe this is the power of our work. Thank you to all of you for coming. It means so much for us to have you here with us. Our focus on this breakfast today is the arts. And we are excited to celebrate and showcase the amazing things in the arts that are happening in our school district. I read a quote this morning that said, "The artist is not a special person, rather every person is a special artist." And I thought, wow, that captures our belief that every single student, every one of us, has a special talent, and it is our job to identify and grow, nurture, and help everyone reach their potential. Our students are deeply immersed in the visual and performing arts, and in our school district they enjoy many art opportunities including drawing, painting, marching band, choir, art shows, and theater production. In 2021, this year, we incorporated art back into our elementary schools. We had not had art teachers in our elementary schools since I've been here, and that was a big commitment on our part, and we were so excited thanks to the ESSER funds that we were able to do this. With our art teachers, our charge to them was in grades K through 2, we wanted every art lesson to be tied to a book with literacy. In grades 3 and 4, we want every lesson to showcase one of the old masters, the famous painters of history, showcase their work, help the students learn about them, and then to reproduce a work of their art. This initiative was also included in our 5-year plan. Also, with our ESSER funds this year, we took a nice portion of the money and we gave a bulk sum to every single school to say, here's this money, we want you to put it towards the arts. You know what your needs are in your building, but we want you to have money to truly roll out a strong arts program in your school. We were very excited to be able to do that. Also, our district has been named a 2021-2022 Tennessee Arts Academy Partner School District by the Tennessee Arts Academy Foundation. We are very proud of that. We have created a video showcasing the arts in our schools. I will now show you a little bit of what we do each day in the arts in our schools.
Every day in classrooms across the Cheatham County School District, our students are engaged in the arts, whether it be drawing, painting, choir, band, or theater. Thanks to our dedicated team of trained educators, we are proud to provide an outlet for creative expression.
Music education is about so much more than music. Early exposure to musical training helps develop the parts of our brain that deal with reasoning and language development. I mean, there's a reason that when we're learning the alphabet, we sing the ABC song. Music and singing and movement helps with the recollection of learned material. Well, as the great philosopher Stevie Wonder says, music is a world within itself, and it's a language that we all understand. A student who might struggle academically reading the written word can come into music class and immediately connect with music and be able to read and perform music. So they're able to have some success in a classroom where sometimes they struggle to have success academically.
What I enjoy the most about being a band director is watching that spark come in students' eyes. I remember back in my 6th grade experience, band was this whoa type of moment. And I get to see that having the privilege of being at the middle school for the first half every other day with a 6th grade band. I can see that. I can see that spark. Even at the high school level, when they get a difficult passage and they're able to play that, perform their instrument better than they had been previous days. And that aha moment is what I enjoy seeing. It's important that students participate in band because band is an all-encompassing activity. Whether you have basketball, baseball, football, you only can have so many players on the court field at one time. Nobody gets left behind in band. Everybody has a spot on the field, a chair to sit in concert band. We all get to participate, and that's what makes it so rewarding, is because it takes each and every one of us to achieve this great thing that we're working so hard to achieve.
I am a high school theater teacher, and as part of my job, I have the privilege of watching young people walk into my room with no confidence or very little confidence and help them discover that they are capable of so much more than they ever dreamed possible. And that is my favorite thing about this job. The arts and theater in particular give students the opportunity to develop what we call soft skills. Those are things that you don't necessarily list on a resume, but that you might get asked about in a job interview. How well do you work with other people? What are your leadership skills? Are you confident to hold your own when you have to present something to a room full of people? And these are the kinds of skills that are going to be applicable regardless of whether you're on the construction site or in the boardroom. You need to be able to communicate with other people, to give clear direction to other people, and to follow direction when that's given. In the extracurricular program, they're also getting a chance to apply a lot more hands-on skills. Things like creating costumes, so they're manipulating fabric and working with garments. Things like creating set pieces, so they're getting introduced to being on a job site like construction, painting. They're developing their rhetoric skill, their public speaking skills, working on volume, working on articulation, and working on, again, that confidence to stand up in front of a group of people and hold your ground and present an idea. I wouldn't do anything else. I don't care how much money's in it. I won't do anything else.
I think that most middle school students' days are fairly stressful, trying to catch up academically after the pandemic. I think there's been a lot of pressure put on them, and I think that when you come into a creative environment, it tends to make you more relaxed. It tends to allow you to alleviate stress and to think creatively, which I think helps in all academic aspects. So it's important to have that time. I love the spark that comes from a child when they are being creative. It is just amazing to see how they connect their creative with their academic, and how they put it all together and come up with something that is bigger than they are. It's beautiful.
We are honored this morning to have the Sycamore High School all-girls choir. Their name is Lyric. And also the all-boys choir. They have joined together to grace us with songs. The choir director is Maggie Mason. She has worked in our district for nearly 30 years, and she chairs the Sycamore Fine Arts Department. Love to have the Sycamore choir. exciting news. We were awarded an $828,000 Innovative High School Models Grant by the Tennessee Department of Education to offer additional career and technical education classes. With this grant, we have partnered with Tennessee College of Applied Technology to offer an auto mechanics class at Cheatham High School. Centrals from our other two high schools are currently being bused there to also be able to participate in this important class. We are also going to use this grant to launch a welding program and an auto collision program of study at Cheatham County Central High School next year. We have created a video showcasing our auto mechanics program.
The Cheatham County School District is taking hands-on learning to the next level. With the support of an innovative high school models grant by the Tennessee Department of Education, we are proud to offer additional career and technical education classes for our high school students. With this grant, we have partnered with the Tennessee College of Applied Technology to offer an auto mechanics program at Cheatham County Central High School. Additionally, we plan to use this grant to begin welding and auto collision programs next school year.
I believe this class is imperative for not even if a student just wants to go become an auto mechanic, but in the future, they're getting a flat tire. They don't have to call AAA. They can change it themselves. They know, what a Phillips head screwdriver is from a socket wrench. It's just life skills that'll grow with them as they progress in life, and they can build on it as a building block into their future. Well, if I had this class when I grew up, and I grew up just outside of Flint in Detroit, so that's where the big three were, and we didn't even have this class. So I would have taken it in a heartbeat just because I'm into cars. I mean, that's what I grew up around, and all my family was in GM, and so I think the trades are absolutely the greatest thing that anybody can do.
I've been working on vehicles as long as I can remember, standing on the bucket, holding a flashlight for my granddad while he done it. I enjoy the sense of accomplishment that I get from it. You got something that ain't working or ain't running right, and you take it and get it going, get it running good. It makes you feel good about yourself, like you actually done something. I'm excited that the students in Cheatham County have the opportunity to take this auto mechanics class because it gives them a sense of what the real world's like.
I've learned a lot of things. I've learned how to rebuild a motor, do head gaskets and wiring, troubleshooting, things like that. Well, with the opportunity I've got to learn things from here will help me get ready to learn the things I'm going to learn in college.
They get excited about their own stuff. Hey, look what I did to my vehicle. I changed the oil in my own vehicle. Hey, I rotated the tires in my own vehicle. It's stuff like that they get excited about, which gets them hooked into the class to want to come back and learn more. And then with talking to them about the upcoming collision class and welding class, that gets them excited, and it makes them actually think, okay, where can I use these in my future? Do I see myself doing this in the future? And some of them might say no, and then they can try something else, but it gets their feet wet.
To begin, I would like to take a moment to recognize my amazing Board of Education. This is such hard work. I've really coined it's legacy work. The work that we do, but particularly that they do, it's legacy work, and I cannot imagine doing this work with anybody but this board. I would love my board chair, Mr. David Reiser, to please stand. Let's give him a round of applause. My vice chair is Mr. John Patrick. If he would stand, let's give him a round of applause. Mr. James Gupton, if he would stand, let's give him a round of applause. Then we have three who are not here today, I believe, is Mayor John Llewellyn, Mr. Tim Ray, and Miss Christina Gilliam. We so appreciate them. It is the Board Appreciation Week in the state of Tennessee, and we would like everyone to know we have an amazing board, and we appreciate every moment that they spend with us and everything they do for us. Thank you so much, Board of Education members. We are so excited to unveil our 2021 annual report, and you will get to see it at the end of the day. The publication highlights our accomplishments from the 2020-2021 school year. Everyone will get one straight off the presses, so you will get to see it first. So don't leave without your copy of the annual report. Several accomplishments that we want to share with you that we are so proud of. This is a little hint. I can't go into this much, but the Department of Education told me I could give a teaser. But in mid-February, the Tennessee Department of Education is going to be making a very exciting announcement about an accomplishment for the school district. And so I want you to be watching on social media. This is going to be something very proud for not only our district, but the entire community. We also had a reward school this year. Kingston Springs Elementary was named a reward school, and a level 5 growth school was Sycamore Middle School. And these are based on academics, and we are very proud to have these awards given to us. When I was first hired here, I was charged with creating a strategic plan. And we rolled out our 5-year strategic plan in April, I believe, of 2018. It has been the framework from which everything we do. It has 5 strands in the plan, and they are academic excellence, technology, facilities, partnerships and community engagement, and human capital. As you will see, we have accomplished many of the goals, most of the goals. We're about 90% through with all the goals, and we have 1 year left on our plan. We are going to go ahead this spring and start the process, though, to look at what should our next steps be. What should be the next rendition of our goals. Let's look at what we've accomplished, what still needs to stay on there, and then what do we need to do next. I've charged everyone with thinking big, and we rolled out the process with our Board of Education at the annual retreat this last Saturday. We will move towards working with our supervisors next Monday, and then our principals at our principal meeting in February, and then we would love your input. Again, we value community. We want to know, what do you want for this school district? What do you think our next steps should be? We are so fortunate to receive the ESSER funds, and that stands for Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief Funds. The funds will last for 3 years, and we were very happy to be able to receive a little over $6 million. The funds are being used and are supposed to support recovery of the COVID-19 pandemic, and we are using the funds to safely reopen and sustain the safe operation of our schools, and also expand opportunities for students who need it most, particularly for being impacted during the pandemic. So some things that we have done with our ESSER funds that I want you to know about. Specifically, we have expanded our one-to-one program. Prior to ESSER funds, we gave every student every year in 7th grade a laptop. And they rolled up, the laptops rolled up with them as they moved forward. Other districts had one-to-one, one student to one device, all the way down in elementary. The ESSER funds have allowed us to purchase laptops all the way down into 3rd grade, and then iPads for kindergarten and 1st grade. I'm sorry, 1st and 2nd grade. So this has been a huge boost to our technology department from ESSER funds. It also comes with headsets and charging stations. Our ESSER funds are also used to expand our curriculum. In the last 2 years, we purchased a math curriculum district-wide as well as a literacy curriculum. With our ESSER funds, we were then able to expand to social studies and science in all grade bands. We've purchased studies weekly textbooks for all of our elementary schools, and Discovery Ed science curriculum for middle and high school students, and Discovery Ed social studies curriculum for our middle school students. We are very happy to have these resources and very thankful for the ESSER funds to be able to do so. Again, I spoke about our 3 part-time art instructors, something that has been in our 5-year plan since the inception, but we never had the funds to be able to do it. So with our ESSER funds, we were able to add art teachers in all elementary schools. The focus, again, is to connect art to literacy and to help our students learn about the great works of art. We also use ESSER funds for our summer learning camps, which were offered to all students in all grade bands this past summer. The elementary and through 5th or 6th grade, I'm not sure, but the camp was 6 weeks long, all day, every day. It was long. And then the upper, middle, and high went 4 weeks. We will continue to provide these summer camps. Again, we're trying to offset any typical learning loss from COVID and make sure that our students have every opportunity to get caught up. We have been an early adopter in the Tennessee All-Course Tutoring Program. The State Department reached out to all districts and said who would be willing to go ahead and pilot this. We said we want to. So we're proud to be an early adopter in the Tennessee All-Course Tutoring Program in all elementary and middle schools. This program provides high-frequency tutoring in a ratio of 1 teacher to 3 students in math and language arts over the course of 3 years. This year we are just focusing on math. We created the Cheatham County Education Hall of Fame, and this is such an amazing thing. To be in education is one of the most noble professions you could possibly have, but to be able to honor lifelong Cheatham County educators who've made an impact to people all over this county is just a fantastic way to celebrate them. 12 distinguished Cheatham County educators were inducted into our inaugural class. And if you have not had a chance to come to listen to the stories as they are celebrated and inducted, I encourage you to do so. It was an amazing evening. The Hall of Fame honors those individuals who have demonstrated measurable influence and made significant contributions to the growth and development of students all across the district. Nominations are currently being taken for our second class, and the nomination form is available on our website. In partnership with the Governor's Early Literacy Foundation, we are going to be able to launch a mobile book and STEM bus that will bring books and literacy resources as well as STEM activities to all of our neighborhoods in the summertime across Cheatham County. We will also use it in the schools for different rewards and being able to celebrate STEM days with our bus. Our district was one of the 15 in Tennessee that was awarded the grant to be able to repurpose a bus. This was also in our 5-year plan, and I think one of the most important things for me is that our students are doing all the work. Our students in the automotive classes at Cheatham High have torn out everything in the bus. They have completely stripped it down. Next, we are sponsoring an art contest for grades K through 12 to submit art that they think should go on the bus. A design class at Sycamore High, Mr. Levi Cooper's class, is then going to take the winning drawings from all grades and create a mural. We will then take the mural and put it with a bus wrap company that will create a wrap, and that will be the decoration on our bus. We are thrilled to have the students do this. We are happy to have the grant to be able to do it, and we can't wait to see the outcomes that are as a result of being able to do this wonderful activity with our students. We are in the process of finishing a brand new bus garage facility, and we are very, very excited. We held our board retreat there this last Saturday. It is beautiful. We are so proud of this facility. We are going to plan a ribbon cutting with a reception. We want all of you to come. Please look for the dates of that. We have a few punch list ticket items to finish up. And as soon as we get those, we want to share our new facility with you. It's located on 15 acres on Sweet Home Road. It's right behind the Sycamore High School in Pleasant View. And we had to move from our current facility because it was in a floodplain. And a couple of years ago, when we experienced a lot of flooding here in Ashland City, certainly Mr. Blacker and Jeff Hobbs, they, in conjunction with the county, they helped us. We had to move everything out of the bus garage. We knew we had to get out of there. So the facility features 3 bays, a bus wash bay, offices, and a conference PD room. I can't wait to show it to you. We also have a new partnership with the United Way of Greater Nashville that we are very excited about. This partnership is part of the United Way's Family Connected Initiative, and it focuses on preventing and ending family homelessness. We have hired 2 employees. One is a family engagement specialist, and one is a family coach. And they work one-on-one with all of our families, helping them find resources and enable them to find permanent permanent housing. They also concentrate on employment, education, financial literacy, engagement in child's education, and social connections. This is a big boon for us in Cheatham County. We also are very excited in our 5-year plan we've had for years to hire a STEM coach, a CTE and STEM coach. And through our ESSER funds and through the Innovative High School Grant, we were able to make that happen. Our coach is soon to be Dr. Chris Cooper. He is doing a fantastic job. We are so excited to have him leading these efforts. I don't know, he must never sleep for everything we've got him doing. But he's currently identifying potential businesses that we can partner with, and also thinking about getting a job internship, job shadowing program up and running for our CTE students. If your business is interested and would be willing to partner with us for any kind of student participation or learning, please reach out to Chris Cooper. With the addition of Mr. Cooper, he has also set up Saturday events around STEM for our students in the district. We've held our first one. It was all about rockets, and it had activities for grades K through 8 on a Saturday. There are several more planned. Again, what a wonderful addition to our staff, soon to be Dr. Chris Cooper. We also are going to hold a STEM competition and a STEAM exhibition, and we were just notified yesterday that both Sycamore High School and Ashland City Elementary STEM Academy each received a $5,000 STEM grant from TVA. So that is good news. We're very excited about that. Another partnership that we are very thankful for is the Cheatham County Literacy Council. The council started hosting a series of book walks last year, and at each elementary school on a Saturday, they would have a walking trail set up, and all along the trail were pages of a book. So as parents and children moved around the trail, they were reading a book. It was an amazing event, very well attended. Hundreds of families did these book walks. The weather was wonderful. If you have not had an opportunity to attend a book walk hosted by the Literacy Council, I encourage you to do so next year. They are wonderful events. So looking ahead, we're going to continue our very successful School Resource Officer partnership with the Cheatham County Sheriff's Department. We have SROs in every school, and we so value and appreciate them. They spend every day creating relationships with students, hopefully to be proactive in helping children make good decisions. We so appreciate the County Commission who funds this for us. This gives every parent a little bit of confidence seeing that Sheriff's deputy car out in the parking lot, and we just so appreciate that. So we look forward to many, many years of a wonderful partnership. We also have implemented a Grow Your Own program in coordination with the Tennessee Department of Education and Austin Peay. We received a grant from the Department of Education to hire. We have 5 people currently in the program. They are getting their education free to become a teacher. They are working in our schools, and we will help support them through with tuition and the on-the-job training. And the understanding is that they will then commit to working in our schools. They will get degrees in elementary and special ed, which are very high needs positions. And this will really just help us. I'm sure you're aware there's a teacher shortage going on right now, and we are having to really look out of the box, find ways to find teachers. And so the Grow Your Own program is an amazing, I certainly wish they'd been there when I was going through. We also are very excited pending an environmental review. We have been made a finalist in the Tennessee Valley Authority Connected Communities grant. This grant will allow us to install solar panels on Sycamore High School campus. They're going to have to do an environmental and cultural audit of the facility, of the ground, and once they have satisfied that, then we will move forward, and we will be 40 different groups applied, and we are one of 10 winners when we get the final audit from them. But they said we're good to go. We did a phone call last Friday, and we are beyond excited. We are going to create a canopy with the solar panels on top. Under the canopy will be an outdoor classroom. Our students in our engineering and CTE classes will learn to install the solar panels. They will work with all the data in terms of the sustainable energy. We will be able to bring the elementary and middle school students to come and learn about it, sit in our outdoor classroom. I've certainly spoken to Jeff Bennett. Jeff, where are you? There's Jeff. Jeff with Habitat Humanity. He wrote us a letter of support for this grant, and I told Jeff, I said, my vision is that our students in our district would learn how to install solar panels, and that we could partner with you for that every house that you build for Habitat Humanity, our students could install solar panels. So that's something that I would love to see happen, and Jeff has written a letter of support for this grant. I also want to say that the grant required a matching grant. And I want to thank Jane Crisp. She is not here today, but Jane Crisp is going to be the donor to pay for the matching part of our grant. It's a very sizable amount. And without her great donation, we would not be able to move forward with this. So I greatly appreciate Jane Crisp. Another grant that we've applied for that we are very excited about, we won't know until July. It's the USDA Farm to School grant. Now, when we think about Cheatham County, there are all these amazing farms. Wouldn't this be the perfect collaboration to work with farmers to bring in food to go into our nutrition department? Also, we would like to source from direct producers such as beef and cattle, help our kids learn all about farming and agriculture, the food chain, hands-on activities, bringing in chefs to our nutrition department to do scratch cooking with the food that we are able to resource through our local community. What an amazing opportunity this will be for us, and we are thrilled just for the opportunity for this planning grant. The grant that we've just applied for is just for a planning grant for a year to be able to create an amazing farm to school program. So fingers crossed we get it. Stay tuned for that one. Finally, in a state of a district discussion, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't discuss some challenges. If we're truly to be transparent about the state of the district. So many wonderful things are happening. I would say our biggest challenge is salaries. And we as a community have to figure out how to get salaries up for our teachers. In Middle Tennessee, we are next to last in how we fund teachers. And we cannot continue, and this cannot be sustained. I want to challenge all of our funding body in the county to partner together with us to change that. Teaching is an incredibly hard job, and we need to be competitive. We know that in the classroom, for our student achievement, resource would tell us that the #1 factor that will affect our students' learning is the ability and quality of the teacher. And it's a direct companion, quality of the teacher and ability to pay them. It's no secret, we are surrounded by some of the highest paying districts in the state. We're all competing for the same people. We must find a way to further our salaries for our teachers. That's our #1 priority. As I mentioned earlier, we are very blessed to have the ESSER funds, and we've been able to fill in some gaps that other schools have and possibly even take for granted that we didn't have the funding for. But this ESSER funding is going to run out, and we need to find a way in 2024 to fill in these gaps. We cannot have this fiscal cliff that we're going to have to jump off and then take steps backwards because we can't afford a STEM coordinator, an assistant principal at Pleasant View, art teachers for elementary. These are very basic things that we've used with this money, and we have got to find a way as a community to fill in these gaps. I think it's no secret the past 2 years have been the most challenging years of every one of us in this room, certainly every educator. I can't tell you how many times people would come up to me and say, oh, I wouldn't have your job for $1 million. I would say the principals have had as hard a job as I have. This has been a very difficult piece. Donnie Jordan last night at the County Commission office meeting, he said, I don't know how you're still smiling. This has been so hard. Definitely, we continue to face COVID. Certainly, I want to publicly just say what we were able to do this year versus what we were able to do last year. Last year, we felt like we had COVID very much under control. We had it very locked down. We had so many pieces in our hands to be able to do ourselves. This year, all of that has been taken away. Just to remind everyone, we cannot mandate masks. We did last year, we can't this year. I can't even move to a virtual without a waiver of approval from the Department of Education. So when I see people say, well, there's so many people absent, why don't you just move to virtual? We could do that last year. We cannot do that this year unless I get approval from the Department of Education. We don't do contact tracing in our schools. We did, boy, did we do contact tracing last year. So they do. This year, all contact tracing has been taken over by the health department, and what a great job they've done. And is the health department in here? Would y'all stand up? Let's just give them a round of applause. They have just walked every step of this with us, hand in hand. We could not have done this work without them. They are doing the contact tracing. We cannot quarantine, they do the quarantine. So just about all of it has been taken out of our hand. We are managing as best we can, and we are moving forward. I will say, in my prior years, if we had a lot of flu, a lot of students with flu, we would just close school for a couple days. We're not doing that this year. If we have 50% of our students out, we're plowing through with the 50% that are there, and we're teaching who is healthy in their seats. We certainly hope you're going to stay connected with us. We are excited to bring forward some people that, other than me, that I think you would love to hear from. My contact information is up there. Don't ever hesitate to reach out to me. My door is always open, and I am always available for a phone call or an email. I also would like to just take this moment to thank my amazing team. Again, this is such hard work. I could not do what we do without the people on my administrative staff, my principals. They're second to none. I want to thank Claudette Pfizer and Tim Atkins for this amazing event today. Let's give them a round of applause, please. This morning, as we highlight the arts in our schools, we want you to hear from individuals in our district who understand the importance of art, who have benefited from it. So we're going to begin with Mr. Adrian Baker. He is the assistant principal at Sycamore High School. He's a graduate of Cheatham County Central High School, and he has been in our district for 11 years. He has a bachelor's degree in music education, a master's degree in educational leadership. He's taught a variety of levels within the music field, including middle school band, middle school general music, high school band, high school music theory. He's served as a middle school and high school assistant principal. Please welcome Adrian Baker.
That's quite the introduction. Thank you. Good morning, and it is absolutely my pleasure to come speak before you today. As you just heard all about me, you kind of know a little bit about my background, but I'll tell you just a little bit more about, I was assistant principal at Harpeth Middle School prior to my current position at Sycamore High, and then I was in the arts field at Sycamore Middle School as the band director there. So most of my career has actually been spent in the arts, so I'd like to spend some time kind of talking about that today. My journey in the arts began as a child of a musician and a visual artist who both inspired me to pursue the arts in school, particularly in music programs, and so that's what I did. I joined music programs in middle school, and it was a very enriching experience in my life. Finally found a home in something in school. I wasn't a straight A student. I certainly wasn't an athlete. I don't know if you can tell that, but I definitely wasn't an athlete. And I really did find a home in the arts. After moving from Metro Nashville to Cheatham County in after the end of my 6th grade year, I attended 7th and 8th grade at the now Sycamore High School, which at the time was just a transitional middle school building. And my experiences at that school in the arts were rich enough to really encourage me to pursue further arts in the high school. So at Cheatham County High School, I continued in the music programs there. And it was really my experiences there at Cheatham High in the arts programs that shaped who I am today, and ultimately the reason I became an educator and a music educator in the first place. I had some absolutely amazing arts teachers in both middle school and high school. Mr. Morris Stevens, who was a band director at Sycamore Middle School, Mr. John Mansfield, who's still a teacher in our district today, longtime Cheatham High band director, Mr. Dennis Barnes. These gentlemen fostered environments in their programs that were warm, inviting, and welcoming to absolutely all students. And it's so important that we have programs like this that really capture all students. Some students who really, honestly, don't really know where they belong until they find one of those programs that they fit into. I found that my experiences, they weren't exclusive to my experience or the programs that I was involved in specifically. You see, like, the arts just have an inherent ability to just be inclusive. And they include students of all types, and they really find a place where they absolutely belong. They have so many incredible academic benefits, as well as other benefits that you've already heard about today in our introductory video about the arts. With the pandemic taking such a toll on students' social and emotional well-being, we hardly have had any other time in history when the arts have been so important, to be honest with you. And as the pandemic really had an impact on schools, we really began to think about how can we do some of the things in the arts that we normally would do, but we have all these safety concerns, like shared supplies for art classes, airborne particles for students who are playing musical instruments or singing vocal music, or simply down to just spacing students out appropriately to social distance while also being able to maintain the necessary closeness to do a musical performance or a theater performance. So with all those factors, it became a challenge, but someone much smarter than I am made a profound statement that during this time, we don't need to just cut art programs because of our concerns with safety. Rather, we need to figure out what students actually need, and now let's find a safe way to make that happen. And so that's what we did. We found a safe way to make some really important and impactful things happen and have students find a place to continue their belonging. As a homegrown music educator, school administrator, and a community member, I am beyond proud to report that the state of the arts programs in the Cheatham County School District are absolutely thriving. We have some amazing arts educators, all the way from now you've learned elementary school through high school. We have incredible students doing amazing work in the arts through all of those grade levels as well. We have students receiving highest honors in the arts across the state, being recognized with other students across the state of Tennessee. Personally, I'm excited to attend Pleasant View Elementary's art show this Thursday, where my own children attend school. So as you can tell, there are lots of things to be excited about in the arts in Cheatham County right now. As I close, I just want to encourage you to take advantage of some of those opportunities as well. You know, this semester you'll have plenty of opportunities, whether it's elementary programs, art shows, choir concerts, band concerts, the countywide honor band, so many more. There are plenty of opportunities for you to attend and check out the arts that our students are just completely excelling at. So our students would love to see you there, and I would love to see you there as well. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
What a great segue. I wasn't going to do this till the end, but I'm speaking of art opportunities. I certainly want to thank Debbie Keenan. She has flyers for the 2022 third annual Juried Fine Art Show by Cheatham County student artists through the Art League. This is an amazing showcase of art. It's done up at Sycamore Square. We want to encourage all of our principals to make sure the flyers on the back table. We want children from every school to participate and enter, and we certainly thank Debbie Keenan and her leadership for taking this on across the whole county. Is Debbie here? Would you stand up, Debbie? Let's give her a round of applause for this. Finally, I think this is one of the most favorite parts of this is we're going to hear from students. We are very excited. Oh, wait a minute, I've jumped the gun. We have one more very exciting adult for me to hear. Her name is Savannah Conley. I will tell you, I met Savannah when I first moved here. I probably lived here 2 weeks, and I went to Sky King Pizza, and there she was, this adorable young lady, and she was helping us with the pizza, and she told us she was a singer and that she was I may be misspeaking, but I promise, I think you said you were going out with Willie Nelson. I don't know, but she is an incredibly successful singer-songwriter. She is a graduate of Harpeth High School. We are so excited that she has taken time out to come grace us with her presence. She has signed her first major label record deal. She did sign it at 19. And she has had an expansive career for such a young artist. She has toured with noteworthy acts such as Brandi Carlile and Ben Folds, as well as promising up-and-comers in the indie world, Briston Maroney and Samia. Having many twists and turns in a short time has led Savannah to really hone in on her sound and identity in an intentional way. 2022's upcoming releases and tours will showcase that growth in a new and exciting way. Make sure you tell us how we can go see you in person. Please give a warm welcome for Savannah Conley.
Good morning. How are you? I kind of thought it was going to be students today, so I had a few TikTok jokes prepared. I won't do those. No, it's very, I'm glad to be here. I went all the way through the Kingston Springs education system. Kingston Springs Elementary, Harpeth Middle, Harpeth High. Graduated in 2014. And I came to the arts. My family is all artists, and as Dr. Beck said, they own Sky King Pizza in Kingston Springs and Turnbull Provisions. So it's all like, if you go in there, you can see my family's art, and my dad's a guitar player, so the arts were all around me. But then when I went to school, I really got to experience, being an artist in a community of my own, which is, what school provides for you. But really, I think for me, for a lot of my friends, I was lucky to have instruments around me all the time, so that was at home. For a lot of my friends, an instrument got put in their hands for the first time in elementary school, and it was a huge deal, and now they're professional musicians. And so that's obviously a big deal. As for me, what helped me the most was literature. I think it's an overlooked art form a lot of the time, but reading was really the most. I'm a songwriter first. That's my job, and I am obsessed with words. That's why I got into what I got into, and books were the biggest portal for me of like creating a new world and being creative and being a part of something without even being a part of something, like in my chair and you can do that anywhere. And I started my love for words in elementary school, but then in high school, shout out Natalia Fallon, Ryan Phillip, and Anita DiFrancesca. Those three teachers just really, really blew the doors off for me with creativity in a way that was like, it was just so creative. Ryan Phillip specifically, Wendy Cox just told me that he's still in the system, which is awesome, because he was the best. He was my history teacher, and he put together these like sketches and creative writing prompts for history. Like, it was not, he went above and beyond in the coolest way. And honestly, I don't know if I'm just a freaking nerd, but it inspired me to write and to write about things that weren't in my direct line of vision, which really became a stepping stone for writing now. But that was a huge deal, and it was really, I think it's really valuable when teachers get creative and when they inspire kids to think outside the box and create community within their groups. That was, moving forward for me. And in high school, like, my group of friends and my creative allies have been huge. Fostering community in school with the arts is like just the biggest deal, because if you feel like art is something that you have to do, it can feel alienating because you feel weird and just out of place. And so if you can find people that agree on that and feel the same pull that you do, it's huge. And that's something that my teachers really did for me, those three specifically. Ms. Fallon also recommended Walt Whitman to me, which was like huge game changer. But then, moving forward, post-graduation, I was also inspired by Miss Fallon to apply for the John Lennon Scholarship, which I got. And I went to college for a year. I did not graduate, which is probably not something I should be promoting. But I had decided to, I got a record deal, and so I decided to quit school. But that scholarship, with or without school, shockingly, I don't know if this is, again, something to promote, but they still awarded me the scholarship, which really was helpful for getting my career started. So with or without school, I was inspired by school to do that scholarship, and it was a really, it was a leg up thing. It was awarded by Yoko Ono, so I felt like so cool. And then it was a great sum of money that really was helpful for me, because it's a lot of work to be in the arts for a living. And it is, it's very, I'm not going to talk about how hard it is, it's boring. But it is hard, and so to be inspired by your teachers that it is a real job, and it is a sustainable career if you can make it that way for yourself. And so I think it's a big deal what you guys are doing to put an emphasis on the arts and to inspire kids to do what they do. Because for a lot of us, it's not really a choice. You can either, you can do art or feel unfulfilled all the time. And so it's really important to be supported and propped by the adults in your life. And so thank you for what you're doing, because it's a big deal. All right, I'm not used to not having a guitar in my hands, so I'm gonna stop talking. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks for doing this and all you guys do. It's really great. Thank you.
Oh, to talk about being a lover of words and first love being literacy. All those teachers she spoke about are still teaching in our district. Oh, what a powerful message that all of our high school students need to hear. Savannah, thank you so much. We are going to finish our program. You're going to hear from some high school students so that you can hear about their experience. This is our real work, And as our mission states, together with the greater community, we will create opportunities for all students to be successful lifelong learners and to develop into respectful and caring citizens who engage in a positive society. Our first speaker is from Cheatham County Central High School. It is Mr. Ian Reed. Let's give him a warm welcome.
First off, I'd like to thank everyone for allowing me to speak today. And I've heard so much about art. I wanted to say that even though I never thought I'd be in music, I've been pushed into it and decided that this helped me so much to learn how I'm going to go in life. But unfortunately, I left the music for medicine, and I've been studying that at the high school. I'm an intern at Cheatham County Central High School, and I've been working at the hospital and learning more about what I want to do. And even if I weren't to go into medicine, I've learned skills that I never thought I'd use, like I've written applications for this. It's just things that I can use in the real world that I've loved. And I'm a little nervous, but I'm glad to be here. And I'll keep it short and sweet. Thank you all for helping with the school, and I'd like to thank the school district for giving me all the opportunities I've had. So thank you, and I think that's
Thank you, Ian. We're very proud of you and the work you do. Next, we will hear from Avery Williams and Kyler Hartley of Harpeth High School.
My name's Kyler Hartley. I've been part of the theater program for 3 years. The fine arts program in general has helped me make friends throughout all of high school. Whenever I was an up-and-coming freshman, I talked to a lot of people that I never would have seen myself talking to. The arts had a lasting impact, not only me, but for all the students that have gone through them. It lets you be your true self while also letting you be something completely different if you let it. School can get rough and tiring and stressful, but every time it does, the art program is always there, and it's always a class you can look forward to, and it can always make your day better. It lets you escape all the notes and tests and stress coming from the other classes, and it gives you one part of the day where you can just be yourself in a safe environment. The fine arts have helped shape who I am and have helped me get out of my comfort zone and try new things, and I think every other student who's been a part of it can say the same thing.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Avery Williams. I'm a senior at Harpeth High School, and I'm in the theater program. I started taking theater my freshman year of high school, and ever since then I've been in love with it. When they asked me to come here and speak to all of you today, I was so excited to talk about something that I'm so passionate about. But let me tell you, if you would have asked me to do this before I started taking theater, I would not have been able to. Theater has helped me so much with being more confident in myself. When I first started theater, I was definitely nervous to be on stage, but now it's almost like it's second nature to me. The fine arts has given me a place to be myself and express myself in so many different ways. There was a point in my life where I didn't really see a point in going in school. I didn't really have a reason. But because of theater and my amazing theater teacher, I now enjoy going to school, and it's kind of given me a reason to go. I don't look at theater like it's just another class with kids. I look at it like a family, because that's what they are to me. And I think anyone who is involved in the fine arts can say the same thing. I think it is so important to give kids a place at school where they can express themselves and be comfortable, because high school can be stressful and scary. I can 100% say that I will carry what I have learned from the fine arts with me after high school, and I will forever be grateful for it shaping me into the person I am today. Thank you.
Last but not least, we have Rana Moreland of Sycamore High School.
Thank you. Hi. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for coming and thank you for having me speak. So, my name is Randy Moreland, and I'll just get into it. I'm going to the University of Tennessee at Knoxville to study biomedical engineering in the fall. So, during my time at Sycamore, I've been a part of the student council where I serve as the senior class president. I've also been a part of HOSA and National Honor Society and various other activities. And I've also taken a majority of the dual enrollment classes and honors Englishes and sciences. Since freshman year, I've also been a part of the CTE Health Science Pathway with Ms. Thomas. This year, I'm in the clinical internship program, and the first semester we were able to get a medical terminology dual credit through Nashville State. And the second semester, we have the privilege to go to various healthcare facilities in our community, and at the end of the year, we'll take a test to hopefully become a medical assistant. So most recently, I shadowed nurses at the TriStar Ashland City Medical Center emergency room, and in this environment, I was expected to be just like any other healthcare professional there. I was able to easily acclimate to this environment due to the many professional traits I learned in the previously mentioned classes, such as leadership, quick learning, professionalism, and time management. Having these skills has greatly helped my confidence about going to college and working in any professional environment. The administration at Sycamore High School has always gone out of their way to support me and my classmates in every situation we're put in. I'm very thankful for every opportunity that has been given to me to help form a successful future. Thank you for having me.
As you can see, there are opportunities everywhere for an amazing education here in Cheatham County School District, and we are very, very proud of the work we do every single day in coordination with you, our community. We want to thank everyone for coming today. This is an important day for us. We want to reiterate our thankfulness to IES, Mr. Eddie Potts, for the district breakfast. We appreciate you taking the time out to join us, to learn about what we do, and we would like to now make sure that everyone leaves with an annual report. So, Tim, how should they best get them? They're at the back door, so please take an opportunity to get one of those. They're at both doors, okay, when you leave, and then you can read the fine details of what we've done in the last year. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for being here. Your partnership means the world to us. Have a wonderful time. Thank you so much.